This is the most expensive pint in the country.
And with everything seemingly becoming more expensive, we want to find the cheapest pint. Draft pulled from a pub. Gone are the days of a £2 pint, or are they? But first, let's find the most expensive pint, and obviously, we'll have to start in London.
We're at Craft Beer Co in Covent Garden in central London, and I've heard they have expensive beers here.
And Ethan's going to say, can I have your biggest, strongest drink?
Hello, Joe.
All good, hello.
Can we have 2 of your most expensive pints, please?
Cinnamon Dream.
Cinnamon Dream.
Barrel-aged brown American ale.
Yeah.
Soaked in cinnamon.
Sounds lovely.
Where is that from?
Ohio.
Ohio.
States, yeah. Hoppin' Frog are one of the best breweries in the States. They win like basically all of the craft awards over there.
Wow, look
That's
at
one
that.
pint.
So a pint of Hoppin' Frog Cinnamon Dream. How much is that?
£45 per pint.
£45.
You're not
Okay.
going to find it anywhere else in the
Not
country.
2 pints, £90. That's a big round. Imagine if there was like 4 or 5 of you. Okay, thank you so much.
No problem at all.
That is £90 of beer. Yes, I would love a receipt, please.
Are you expensing this one?
Yeah, I think I might expense this one.
I'm carrying this pint downstairs, and this is the most careful I've ever been. Even carrying my newborn child, I wasn't this careful going downstairs. Best off starting with the most expensive pint. You want some comparison, don't you? This is the most expensive pint in London at the minute, we think. You'll learn that there are no hard facts in the prices of pints. It's something that we've discovered when researching this video. But here we go, £45 pint. That is unlike anything I've ever had in my mouth. I've never experienced a drink like this. What is the percentage of this?
I think it's 9.4.
It's like having a pint of wine. We have to cut this video short, man. I'm gonna be trashed after this. This is no good.
What are you getting notes of?
Money. This is what wealth tastes like. That's so unusual. I need to get your opinion on this. I can't, it's actually blown my mind somewhat.
Good grief, that's crazy. That's a lot of flavour.
I think this is the most flavour I've tasted in anything in my entire life.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it worth 45 quid?
No, but I don't think any beer is worth 45 quid.
Have you ever had a pint like it?
I've never had a pint like it, absolutely not.
Okay, so and that on that basis, is it worth £45?
Yeah, I mean, you're paying to have a £45 pint. That's what you're paying.
You think?
Yeah. Please, let me finish. I'm being quite philosophical with this one. You're paying for the story, I've had a £45 pint, right? That's what you're paying for.
It's another £2.
That's £22.50 done.
So £45 is a ridiculous amount of money to pay for a pint. I will admit that this is unlike any other drink I've ever drunk, so the price of it is sort of justified. I'm not a big drinker as well, so like...
Well, that was the biggest lowball we've ever heard.
I'm definitely not.
I mean, that's just...
I don't get pickled to the same levels that you pickle yourself.
Are you choking me?
Yeah, you once.
We have to bleep all of that. Yeah, but that wasn't beer, that was wine, to be fair.
Oh, wine?
Yeah,
no, that will do that, yeah. But we also need to find out just how much a pint is in London. This is where pints are most expensive.
We're just going to bowl into a pub and...
We've just got like two normal... Let's just pretend for a second we're 2 normal people. Forget everything you know about being Ethan and pretend you're a normal man. Let's go find an average London pint. It's like drinking a pint of black molasses. I don't know how you've done it. I'm going to have to leave it. I'm going to have to be the man that left £20 worth of beer.
I'm going to be the man that makes sure you don't leave it.
Why? Oh, Jesus Christ. You're going to make me take this with me? This is a bleak sight.
That's a really bleak sight. Pouring the remainder of your pint into a London flask.
Right, let me just put this in my bag and then we're ready to go. Do you know what's better than a £45 beer? A £0 beer. And oh boy, have we got a sponsor for you. Beer 52.
If you fancy some free beers this Christmas delivered straight to your door, our friends at Beer 52 are offering an exclusive free case of beers from the home of Belgian beer, Belgium.
And all you have to do is go to beer52.com/gear, cover the £4.95 postage, and they will send you 10 incredible beers straight to your door.
And this month is special as they are showcasing the place that houses over 300 breweries. Belgium.
Your free case of beer will include a classic Belgian beer from Leroy Brewery, founded in 1542. That's a really long time ago. Do you mind if I crack this right now?
Yeah, it would be your pleasure. Care for a flake?
I don't need my joke, that comes in later in the video. Bloody hell, Leroy. Malty, hoppy. That is actually delicious.
And if you want something darker, you can have a Beer 52 exclusive variation of Delirium Brewery's world famous Nocturnum.
But if you don't like dark beer, then you can choose a light case instead. And don't forget, you get a couple of tasty snacks included. It's not us. You can also learn about all the fantastic breweries featured in this case with the award-winning Ferment magazine.
And if, after all of that, you're still unsatisfied, you can simply pause or cancel at any time.
That's beer52.com/gear to claim your free case. beer52.com/gear. Right, time for another beer, I reckon.
Yeah. So we're around the corner at the Lamb and Flag pub, which is one of the oldest pubs in London. And we've got a Peroni, a standard London lager.
Is Peroni a standard lager?
It's not Foster's or Carlsberg or anything like that. So yeah, a standard nice lager. £7.55 in central London. It's quite a lot of money. Is it £7.55? No, because where I live, it's probably about £5.50, £6. So this pub's got a bit of history, but this is just a kind of run-of-the-mill pub in central London. I don't know, we're big journalists here, aren't we?
And this is the cheapest pint they do. And this was £5.70 for the cheapest pint. Dishwater.
Really?
Absolute dog water.
Would you rather pay £5.70 for that or £45 for a Cinnamon Dream?
I'd rather pay the £5.70 for this, 100%. Because I could put this on the ground and walk away for it forever. And I wouldn't feel that bad about it. Whereas on the other hand, a £45 pint, I'm now carrying around with me in a London flask because I felt bad about leaving £25 worth of beer on the side.
I think we're going to have to get out of London for this challenge.
Now, obviously the price of a pint is higher in central London, with its average price of £6.30, a whopping £1.50 more than the national average of £4.80. So, we headed to the nearest station to get out of there. Given the nature of our task ahead of us, I don't really want to mix pints with any sort of driving. Definitely advise against that, and also just not really a good look. So we have to get public transport.
I enjoy train.
I enjoy train as much as the next man.
Yeah.
Do you know why I don't enjoy a train?
Say it.
When you have to pay for a train.
It's got ridiculous.
So where we're going, we won't say where it is yet, costs more than a pint of Cinnamon Dream. I'd never thought I'd say that. And stick around, because this is not the last time we're going to moan about trains.
We're out of London.
We're well out of London.
It's 9 o'clock at night. We're in Dudley.
Yeah, we're actually not in Dudley. We're around the corner in Oldbury.
Didn't you buy a car from Dudley once and it was full of
Yeah, me and Edwin actually bought a car from around here. And yes, it was full of some unidentified powder.
Hopefully their pints are much better than their cars.
Yeah. It can only go up from there. We've got a pub we've identified. Supposedly some cheap pints there.
I know, it's definitely going to be cheaper than that train ticket. Jesus, 48 quid to get here.
Would you rather spend £45 on a train ticket or £45 on a pint of beer?
Well, I've done both today, so...
We were at the Wagon and Horses pub. We also saw on Google that it's the cheapest and best pub in the country. We'll be the judge of that. Bearing in mind my last pint was £7.55. This Carling cost me £2.40. That's ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous that it starts with a 2.
It's such a vast improvement already on where we were.
£5.15 cheaper than the Peroni in London. Yeah, it's a Carling, it's obviously going to be cheaper. It's just £5 cheaper.
And it only took a £50 train ticket.
But for that Peroni, I could have 3 of these. The other thing is, Jack's got a Madry, so a nice beer. That was £2.90. That's actually quite important. A good beer, £2.90. I think we can do better. I want to see ones.
After our short stop at the Wagon and Horses, we headed to our hotel room to reflect on our experiences that had happened off camera.
Quite difficult to sum up my experience at the Wagon and Horses.
You know you've gone to a good pub when the second you go inside, someone says, "Are you local?" the literal second, the door hadn't even closed behind us, and someone said, "Are you from round here?" This is a local pub for local people. We couldn't film inside as well because they were playing music, and we're going to get copyright infringement. Cheap, yes. The best pub? Bold. It's a bold statement. What caught me off guard was the dude that came in and asked if we wanted anything shoplifted. That threw me off. This dude came into the pub with a notebook And
Said, what are we having?
and said, what would you like? Just in general, out of any shop. And basically his business model is essentially he goes and acquires these items for a significantly lower price than you would pay for them. Where are we? You can't go to the cheapest pub and expect a shoplifter not to come in and take your order. That's unreasonable.
To be fair to him, it's a good business model.
It's a great, I mean, the profit margins are quite large. Yeah.
We weren't even there that long. We were probably like 15 minutes, and it was probably the craziest pub experience I've had in my life.
And that's a Wednesday. That's a Wednesday at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Everyone kind of meant well. There was no
We met some lovely people there.
there was no animosity between anyone.
Even the shoplifter was in high spirits. He was a really nice guy, to be fair.
However, £2.40, cheapest so far, and we can do better.
You think we can do better?
Yeah.
We're going on to the next place. So in our research, here was cheap. Apparently the next place we're going is even cheaper. We can do better. We can do better than £2.40 though, but unfortunately it means leaving Oldbury. What a shame.
The research team have told us to come to
Preston.
Preston. Never been there before.
I've never been to Preston before. Initial impressions, Preston seems quite nice.
Yeah. We couldn't do this challenge without coming to Wetherspoons.
Yeah, you got to at least go to one Wetherspoons. Firstly, because they are going to have the cheapest beer.
Yes.
And secondly, because they're open early, and it is early.
Yeah. They said the cheapest pint was £1.99.
Wow, $1.99.
Huge.
It starts with a 1, that's massive.
Starts with a 1. Yes, it's Bud Light, so it's piss water, but it doesn't matter. £1.99. A Guinness, which I believe is the most expensive thing on draft here, £3.15. £7.50 in the pub in London yesterday. Also, they had a Newcastle brown ale in the fridge. We had obviously a £45 brown ale last night. How much do you reckon this was?
The other one's £45, so I'm guessing this has got to be cheaper. £38?
£2.77. Cheers.
20 past 11 and I have to drink a pint of Guinness for work. Hell.
However, this is a Wetherspoons, a famous chain of affordable pubs with hundreds of locations across the UK. And of course, an establishment that we cannot count towards our mission. The beer must come from an independent pub, so we pushed on to continue our search.
Hello mate, can I get a neck oil and what's your cheapest beer?
Not wanting to take spoons to the cheapest pub, we've come to just a different pub, the Old Vic.
The only one open.
The only one open. That may have something to do with it. This is their cheapest pint, £3.40.
Crazy.
I won't tolerate it. That's extortionate. And I don't like it. We're going backwards now. We're going backwards. That's not good. We need to move on.
Our train's in 10 minutes as well.
Our train's in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
After an unsuccessful stop in Preston, we were starting to lose hope of finding a legitimate pint cheaper than £2, but we got back on the train to keep on looking.
So this was £30, this ticket.
The next one, yeah.
So, and yesterday's ticket was how much? £100.
For the both of us, yeah.
Yeah. So far, we've spent £130 on trains trying to find the cheapest pint.
We also spent 30 quid on tickets going to Preston, so 160.
160 quid.
Oh, and I spent 30 getting up to London, so that's 190. You spent how long?
I spent 16.
16, so we're over £200.
So over £200 on train fares already.
Yeah.
To be fair, we have come into London all the way up to Preston, but trains, come on.
Come on, trains.
This is so backwards what we're doing. We spent over £200 on train fares trying to find the cheapest pint. Okay, so we're changing at Warrington to get to where we're going, but Ethan had the genius idea of just seeing how much a pint is here. The only problem is that we only have 14 minutes to our next train, so that's a bit tight. There's an 90p pint in there, I know it. God, what scumbags we are running to get a pint in the 14 minutes that we have before our train leaves. If we weren't doing this as a scientific experiment, this would be a real bad look. No!
Oh no. Bar is closed until 5 p.m.
Wasted. If you're from Warrington Bank Quay, please do let us know how much a pint is here, because unfortunately we can't find out because our train's leaving.
We've got yet another change before we got final train to our next stop.
We might as well see what the prices are like here. Where are we, Ethan?
Chester.
Chester? Hardly know her.
Yeah, that was
hardly know
coming.
you knew that was coming.
Yeah. Every single place so far is somewhere I've not been.
Yeah, that's weird. That never happens.
Yeah. Oldbury, Warrington for 10 seconds. Chester.
Chester? Now, we hadn't heard anything online or saw anything online about pints being particularly cheap here, but we thought as soon as we're stopping, and we got to stop for 40 minutes, then we might as well check them out. So here we are.
Hi, can I get a Madry and also what's your cheapest beer? We're in number 15 in Chester. It's quite a nice pub actually. Foster's cheapest beer, £3.30. The Madry, which was £2.90 in Oldbury, £5.40.
No, we got to get out of here.
Yeah, that puts into perspective the £2.90 Madry we had last night.
That's actually mental. I didn't think much of it at the time, but that's really...
Why was that so cheap?
Oh God, this is actually turning into a chore now. When you're going out with your mates instead of your work colleagues, and you want to have a beer is like really enjoyable. When it's a mission, when I'm like actually actively trying to find the pints, for some reason, I just really don't hit the same. Train? Yeah. Okay. Ethan, mate, we gotta go. We're gonna miss our train. Also, where'd you get that red hat and that sandwich, Ethan?
No luck in Chester either. We carried on to our next destination, where the internet claimed the average price of a beer was the cheapest in the UK.
So Wrexham is the place where we have heard is the cheapest pints on average.
Obviously Wrexham recently has become quite well known for its football club and its owners.
So it's owned by Mac and Deadpool.
But we're by the stadium now, and this is the Turf Pub, which is in the documentary about Wrexham. This is shown quite a lot. Should we just stop in there? The Madry was £5.50. That £2.90 last night is just a unicorn.
I'd heard that the average price of a pint in Wrexham was £2.
Yeah.
That's just not true.
We did ask what the cheapest pint was in the Turf though, and you can get a Carlsberg for £3.
Okay, yes.
Coincidentally, we walked in and they were filming in there. Paul Mullin popped out the door for a second and everyone walking past just stopped and was staring.
He was just a man to me. He was just another man. Yeah. I wasn't aware. I'm not football enough to know that guy.
Yeah, you're not cool enough, you mean?
Debatable. But apparently Wrexham does have one of the cheapest pubs in the UK. I don't know how true it is, because now I feel like all the internet is just a lie.
Before we leave the Turf, we found landlord owner Wayne?
Landlord Wayne, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. We are on the quest to find the cheapest pint in the UK. Articles were saying Wrexham, £2 a pint. What do you think?
Were they lying? Is the internet lying? I think so, yeah. Listen, you'll find cheap pints. There's lots of really good pubs in Wrexham where you'll find cheap pints. £2 might be a stretch, lads, if I'm honest. I think you'll get it for maybe £2.50, maybe, but not £2.
Okay.
We can do that.
That's
competitive.
Yeah. Okay, well, we enjoyed the Madry here. Thank you for
Yes,
for
it's not
having
bad
us.
for £9, is it?
Yeah, it's all right. Thank you, mate.
My
Good
pleasure,
to meet
lads.
you.
No worries.
Cheers.
Nice to meet you.
After landlord Wayne's confirmation that we'd struggle to find a pint for £2 in Wrexham, we walked into town to go to the lying bastard internet's recommendation of the cheapest pub in Wrexham to see how cheap it actually was.
Oh yeah. What's your cheapest pint?
I'm gonna flake with that. Look at the head on that fella.
£2.55.
That's more like it. That's looking
Come
pretty
on,
good.
get back in there with 25p off our record of a non-spoons pint.
It's becoming hard work, isn't it, drinking all this beer? It actually is getting it's like heavy lifting now. It's like a proper chore. So this is the long pole.
The long pull in Wrexham.
As we were leaving Wrexham, we walked past another Wetherspoons, and although it doesn't count, one sign on the window did catch our eye.
I don't know how this was missed earlier. Maybe they didn't have it in the spoons we were in earlier. That, Jack, is a Ruddles. This was £1.79. We've come a long way since the London prices. Delicious.
Right, so Wrexham, the internet said that it was an average of £2 a pint. You're a liar.
Q internet.
Q internet. The internet, you've actually ruined everything for everyone.
£2.55 was the best we found. Very, very curious characters in there. I went to the toilet, was washing my hands. A couple of guys came out of a cubicle. One of them asked me if I was a policeman.
Two guys in one cubicle.
Two guys, one cubicle. I don't know why he was asking me.
Maybe they were
mate.
Conducting a very important business meeting in that one.
They must have been, yeah.
You do have an air of undercover old Bill about you.
Everywhere we've been on this trip, in every single establishment, we're getting stared out, except for the turf.
Yeah, the turf was lovely.
Yeah.
What I've learnt though, it seems to be that the cheapest pint, and possibly the best pub in the UK, is the Wagon and Horses.
The cheapest pint we had found so far sat at £2.40, and this wasn't sitting right with us. So we regrouped, swapped the train for a car, and set off for one last go.
So obviously it's a few days later, we're not getting the train. This is not a train. Paul's like a train, am I right? So yeah, we were in Wrexham, and the cheapest pint we found, which is the cheapest to date, was £1.79. That doesn't quite sit right with me because it's from a Spoons.
Doesn't count.
And if we want to be considered serious journalists / scientists,
Yeah.
pint science, I want it from a pub, an independent free house. And we have found that apparently, and this is our last attempt at finding the cheapest pint, we have found a potential pub where the prices of pints could be right down there.
They might start with a 1. Also, we were in Preston, which is a 23-minute train ride from where we're going.
I know. This is really stupid. We've been up here already. We've had to go through Preston to get to where this pub is.
We were there.
It was bothering me, so we had to come back. We've had to come back up here. This is it. Hopefully, guys, this is it. We can put the whole horrible business to bed, and we can stop drinking pints, because pints have now been ruined for me. If you do know of a pub which is cheaper than we can get it here, you gotta let us know. We've got to know where it is.
And maybe we'll do a part 2.
So let's all put our heads together. Let's all teamwork the shit out of this. And if we're wrong this time, let us know.
Yeah. We've made it. Paris.
Psych. No, it's Blackpool.
No. We're in Blackpool.
Apparently home to the cheapest pub. We'll be the judge of that.
Yeah,
Not Google
yeah,
anymore. I'm not
yeah,
trusting you, Google. So the pub's called the Ardwick.
The Ardwick.
Yeah.
Ardwick? Ardwick.
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 How do they pronounce it in Blackpool?
Ardwick. Le Ardwick.
Oh,
My way.
How do they pronounce it in Paris?
Right, let's go and find this magical place. Do they have the country's cheapest pint? Of course they do. Foster's, £1.80. We've done it.
Foster's as well, which is like a brand.
They also sell, in here you can get Foster's, John Smith's, Strongbow, or Murphy's, £1.80. And they're lovely in there, really nice people.
Yeah, and the locals didn't even all stop and turn at the same time. And we came in as well.
Like, oh, that's just 2 people.
Not used to this.
Yeah. So cheers. What a quest.
Guys, please say that we've done it, because I don't want to drink any more pints.
That one tastes a bit better because we've completed it. So we've gone from a £45 pint to a £1.80 pint. That is 25 pints exactly.
You can get
25 of these for the same as a hopping dream.
Yeah.
Craft beer again.
That you can't even finish because it tastes too strong.
I'm so glad we persevered and found a pint for under £2. £1.80.
I think we'll celebrate.
I think so. Oh my God.
After you.
You've still got it.
You're not going to drink that, are you?
This is 5 days old.
Don't drink that. Don't drink that. Oh, you're actually grim.
Actually, well, okay.
Don't put hairs on your chest.
I wonder if that's fermented more. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, guys, you can watch more videos here. You can subscribe there.